Rules and laws vary widely around the world, but some places take regulation to an extreme level. Just imagine yourself living in a place where every step you take is governed by some of the strictest commands on the planet. Shocking, ha! Welcome to Flicky Facts. Let's take a look at these shocking laws. Number 10. Compulsory voting in elections. Elections in North Korea feature no real choice, with usually only one candidate per position, all approved by the Workers' Party. Voting is compulsory, serving as a mechanism of territory control. Official council media reports nearly 100% turnout in elections. The reported voting rate in the 2014 election was officially 99.97%, used to claim overwhelming support for the authority. Number 9. Travel permits required within country. Citizens need regulators' permission to travel within their own country, a system used to control movement and monitor the whereabouts of people. There are numerous checkpoints throughout the country where citizens must show their travel permits and republic their purpose for travel. It is estimated that less than 10% of the population has ever obtained a permit to travel to Pyongyang, the capital. Number 8. Restrictions on private vehicle ownership. Private vehicle ownership is extremely rare and usually limited to power officials. This restricts freedom of movement and controls where and how citizens can travel. The majority of the population depends on bicycles or public transportation, and private car owners often have to prove their loyalty to the organization to maintain their vehicle rights. There are only approximately 30,000 vehicles in a country of 25 million people, underscoring the rarity and privilege of private ownership. Number 7. 3 generations of punishment. This law punishes not just the individual committing a perceived crime against the state, but their entire family for 3 generations. This law was reportedly established in the 1950s under Kim Il-sung to root out any seeds of dissent or opposition by instilling fear throughout families. It is estimated that up to 200,000 people are currently detained in labor camps. Number 6. Mandatory portraits of leaders. Every home and office in North Korea is required to hang portraits of the country's former leaders, Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, and ensure they are well maintained. It is a criminal offense to damage these images can lead to severe penalties. Over 99% of households and businesses reportedly display these representations, with special inspectors assigned to ensure compliance. Number 5. State-controlled media. All media in North Korea is controlled by the government, ensuring that only content which glorifies the system and its leaders is broadcast. This is used to maintain a controlled narrative that supports the sovereignty policies. North Korea sits at the bottom of the World Press Freedom Index, reflecting its absolute control over media. There are only 3 TV channels available, all nation-state controlled, and no access to the global internet for ordinary citizens. Number 4. Prohibition of religion. Freedom of religion does not exist in North Korea, where the cabinet promotes a strict ideology known as Juche. Religious activities are viewed as potential threats to this ideology and are strictly controlled, often punished if discovered. North Korea ranks as one of the most oppressive countries for religious practices, with numerous reports of religious detainees facing extreme torture and even execution. The jurisdiction tightly controls fewer than 500 government-sanctioned churches and temples, mostly for show to international visitors. Number 3. Prison camps in North Korea. North Korea's prison camps, known as Kwanliso, epitomize the ruler's brutal control, holding approximately 120,000 political prisoners across expansive facilities that can span over 500 square kilometers each. In these camps, inmates endure torturous conditions, including forced labor, severe malnutrition, and routine physical abuse. These camps are used to punish anyone who disagrees with the kings and to scare other people into obeying. Satellite photos and stories from people who have escaped show how bad the conditions are, highlighting them as some of the most severe human rights violations in the modern era. Number 2. Government-approved haircuts. Citizens in North Korea must choose from a list of nation-approved haircuts, reportedly 18 for women and 10 for men. This regulation controls personal freedoms and ensures society aligns with the government's socialist ideals, promoting simplicity and modesty. The list of approved hairstyles is intended to prevent the influence of Western decadent styles. Number 1. Ban on international calls. North Korea strictly prohibits its citizens from making international phone calls, with violators facing severe punishments, including imprisonment and, in extreme cases, execution. This law prevents the flow of information between North Koreans and the outside world, helping to maintain officials' control over what information reaches the public. In 2007, a factory manager was reportedly executed for making international phone calls from 13 phones he illegally installed in a factory basement. As of reports, North Korea has less than 1.5% mobile phone penetration among its population, ensuring controlled communication. Thanks for joining me on this eye-opening journey through North Korea's extreme laws. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for updates.